Australian Open 2026 Women's Singles Final, world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka meets Elena Rybakina in 2023 rematch. Live updates. Who will be crowned as the first Grand Slam champion of the 2026 season, Sabalenka or Rybakina? Follow the action live on Olympics.com. Melbourne will crown its queen at the Australian Open 2026 final, but will it be Aryna Sabalenka or Elena Rybakina? The Women's Singles Championship match has a familiar feel in a rematch of the 2023 edition, with the stakes as high as ever in the season's first tennis Grand Slam. Follow the final live on Olympics.com. AO 2026. Aryna Sabalenka takes on Elena Rybakina, head-to-head record and how to watch live. 2026 Australian Open Final, Sabalenka and Rybakina face off at Melbourne. 1948, Sabalenka 0-1 Rybakina. What a start at Rod Laver Arena as Rybakina breaks. Sabalenka goes big with her service but cannot respond to the Kazakhstani's superb return game, taking the opening break and following up with an ace of her own. 1930 local time, AEDT, GMT +11. Hello and welcome to the Olympics.com live blog for the women's singles final at this year's Australian Open. World number 1 Sabalenka and 5th seed Rybakina meet in a repeat of the 2023 final, which was won by Sabalenka. Neither woman has dropped a set on their way to the final, where Sabalenka returns for the 4th year running. The world number 1 can tie Martina Hingis and Martina Navratilova should she clinch her 3rd title in 4 editions at Melbourne Park. Tennis Australian Open 2026, a grand finale for the ages. Saturday, January 31, 2026, Rod Laver Arena, Melbourne. Tonight, under the bright lights and electric buzz of one of tennis's grandest stages, two titans of the sport prepared to write a new chapter in their storied rivalry. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka versus Elena Rybakina in the Australian Open 2026 Women's Singles Final. A match that has captured the imagination of fans worldwide as a dramatic rematch of their classic 2023 title battle. This was more than just a match. It was a battle of wills, styles, and history, the kind that defines eras and inspires legends. Trophy 2 warriors, 1 crown lionface Aryna Sabalenka, the fearless champion. Sabalenka arrived in Melbourne as the top seed and reigning powerhouse of women's tennis. Her booming ground strokes and thunderous serve feared across the tour. She had already carved her name into Australian Open lore, reaching 4 consecutive finals, a mark of consistency unseen in decades. Her path to the final was flawless, clinical victories without dropping a set, including a commanding semi-final win over Elena Svitolina. More than raw power, Sabalenka had matured into an all-court player, mixing grit with tactical nuance. Her baseline domination paired with improved defense, patience, and a ferocity that made her a favorite for her 3rd Australian Open title in 4 years. Tornado Elena Rybakina, the silent storm. Across the net stood Elena Rybakina, the Kazakh powerhouse whose flowing serve and effortless ground strokes have disarmed opponents around the globe. Rybakina had not just earned her place in the final, she demanded it, rolling through tough opponents on her path and showcasing resilience, especially in her semi-final battle against Jessica Pegula, where she survived multiple match points and prevailed in a tense tiebreak. This was her first Grand Slam final since 2023, and her eyes gleamed with the fire of unfinished business. That year she had lost to Sabalenka after grabbing the first set, a bittersweet memory she hoped to transform into victory tonight. Cyclone setting the stage. A rematch with history. The atmosphere at Rod Laver Arena was electric. The roof was closed due to evening chill, a setting that favored big hitters like these two women, giving added weight to every serve, every rally, every moment of tension between the lines. Fans remembered their 2023 final. Sabalenka clawed back from a set down to win, unlocking her first Australian Open title and announcing herself as the woman to beat. Tonight was more than revenge for Rybakina. It was a chance to redefine their rivalry. Across the globe, millions tuned in via broadcasts and live streams, connecting continents to this singular showdown. From Melbourne to Dhaka, New York to London, lovers of tennis shared breathless moments, cheering every ace, every break point, every daring volley. Studio microphone the opening. first whistle. The final began with an explosion of speed and power. Rybakina struck first, breaking Sabalenka's serve right at the outset, snagging an early lead that sent murmurs through the crowd. But Sabalenka, unshaken, fired back. Her first service gave a declaration of intent, punctuated with an ace that sent her on the board. From the baseline, the match was a ballet of force. Rybakina's serve, flat, wide, unerring, generating free points and corners. Sabalenka's ground strokes, blasting winners, carved angles, and sheer aggression. Each rally was a collision of willpower and precision. Fans leaned forward, breath held as the scoreboard ticked, a testament to how close this duel truly was. Ferris wheel momentum and memory, a rivalry reborn. Their rivalry had always been a pendulum, one match swinging in Sabalenka's favor, the next in Rybakina's. Their head-to-head was a tapestry of contrasting styles and epic swings. Sabalenka's all-out aggression versus Rybakina's cool, rhythmic power. And tonight, that tapestry was being painted anew. Spectators felt echoes of past battles in every point, the rallies that lasted longer than breaths, the serve and volley exchanges that drew gasps, and the strategic battle of patience versus brute force. Even in the first set alone, you could feel the arc of their history. Rybakina's early assault reminiscent of her opening set in 2023. Sabalenka's measured response, learning and adapting. Every point was more than tennis. It was memory and foresight colliding. Collision tactical chess at high velocity. While both players wielded power with breathtaking force, the real story was in how they maneuvered. Sabalenka mixed aggression with smart construction, drawing errors from Rybakina with deep angles and deep baseline depth. Rybakina, for her part, relied on her massive first serve and calm rhythm, dictating play when her contact was clean. Experts watching noted one critical factor: serve percentages could swing the match. Every first serve exceeded expectations became a weapon. Every missed first ball return invited pressure. This was tennis at its most compelling, where mental grit and tactical brilliance mattered as much as brute force. Mantelpiece clock live moments that mattered. As the final progressed, Rybakina held serve under pressure, time after time, setting up opportunities to crack Sabalenka's rhythm. Sabalenka displayed her trademark resilience, using her deep returns to force errors and seize the initiative when it mattered most. Each game brought its own narrative twist: a double fault at a crucial moment, a backhand winner down the line that shifted momentum, and a spectacular diving volley that drew applause even from the opponent's box. Fans shared predictions and emotions, some hoping for a long, riveting battle, others dreaming of a straight-set masterclass. Social platforms trended with commentary, memes, and clips of highlights as the match unfolded live. Red Heart: the human story, beyond stats and scores. But beyond the technical brilliance, the emotions were raw and human. Sabalenka, steely but focused, occasionally closed her eyes before serve, a mental reset in the storm.